Okay, so I wanted to hop on here real quick and give you a quick overview of how emails work in the back end, how they're sent out. So, when you're sending an email out, right, this is what the email address looks like. This is my actual email address. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I'll respond to you within 24 to 48 hours. But it has their account name followed by the domain name. So it could be nickabraham at gmail.com, nickabraham at yahoo.com. This is just how the standard structure is, and I'm sure that most people know that. So when you send an email to that person, it's first sending it to the SMTP server, Simple Message Transfer Protocol. And this acts as the main server. It's then making sure everything's good, everything is set, and it's sending it to a DNS server, which is the domain name system. And over here is just making sure it's everything's legit, everything's good. Then it gets transferred over to a mail transfer agent, and then there's a little small thing, little protocols that happen in between. Basically, it's just selecting the inbox. So that really doesn't really make any sense to you, and it took me a really long time to understand that. But let me break it down to you, right? So when you have a package, right? Let's say this right here is a package. We're gonna draw a nice little bow on top. That does not look like a bow at all, but we're just gonna go ahead and say that's a bow. When you drop off a package, you have to, or if you want to send a package, you got to drop it off at the post office, right? That's kind of what's happening with email. If you want to send an email out, you got to send it to the SMTP servers. And when the package is at the post office has to kind of sort it and look, do we send it over here to this areas or do we send it to this areas, right? And the way it's doing that is by looking at an address book, right? Kind of to direct where it's going. And that's what's happening with your emails. After it goes to the SMTP server, it's going to the DNS server. And the DNS server is kind of like an address book just to make sure it directs it going to the right place. And then once it verifies the right place, how does the package get to your house? Does it just automatically teleport? No, you got to give it to a mailman, a mail transfer agent. And what that mailman's doing is he's making sure that he selects the correct inbox. He's not just putting it inside of my house, he's putting it inside the right inbox. And so that's just kind of the overview of how emails and mails work. So it's not really too important in much of our lessons. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of it. It may come up later. We will be talking a little bit more about the SMTP server, but trust me, like I've made this course extremely easy. I feel like a 15-year-old probably can get on here and really understand and break down much of what we're going to be talking about. The tools that we use later on are super easy to set up. And yeah, that's all you got to know.